Hello friends, you are welcome again the Listening Empire. We are talking about two boys from a small village, Pablo and Bruno, who were very close friends. Both of them thought that one day they will become the richest people in this village. And no doubt they were very hardworking. They needed only one opportunity and they got it. The villagers decided that they need two people who will bring water from the river, and in return, they will get money. Then what happened? Both of them picked up the buckets and started. They started getting 1 rupee for 1 bucket, which was quite good at that time. Bruno thought this idea was good, but Pablo thought, how long we will bring water from the bucket? So he called Bruno the next day and said, why not make a pipeline so that water can reach from river to village? Bruno said, pipeline? Bro, I will take 100 buckets a day, so 100 rupees will be made. I will have new shoes in a week, after that a cow, and after 6 months, he will have a house. My life is set, you take care of your pipeline. But Pablo didn't stop, he started building the pipeline. He would bring water from the bucket for half a day and spend the rest of the time building the pipeline. He knew that in the beginning, his income would also fall. And it is possible that it would take more than 1 to 2 years to build the pipeline. During that time, Bruno's income doubled. He started buying expensive clothes, started going to restaurants for food and vacations. People started calling Bruno as Mr. Bruno, and started calling Pablo as Pipeline Man. But Pablo knew that short-term pain is the only way to get long-term gain. Soon his half pipeline was ready. That means he used to bring water only after crossing half the distance. Bruno was getting physically weak, so he was not able to bring much water. People started calling him as Bruno the Bucket Man. After a few days, weeks and months, Pablo's pipeline was ready. People started coming to get water from him. Pablo was sitting like a priest distributing prasadam to everyone. But he was taking a lot of money in return. He didn't have to work all the time. Whether he was eating, sleeping, or doing some other work, his money was being made. He made the situation such that whenever water would flow in the village, he would have money in his pocket. So now the question arises that are you a bucket carrier or a pipeline builder? Are you doing something that you don't have to work actively but still keep getting money? Most people keep roaming in this bucket carrying world. Author calls it a time for money trap. 1 hour's work, 1 hour's money. 1 month's work, 1 month's money. Means the day you don't work, you won't get money that day. Meaning, the concept of a secure job is just an illusion, which is broken by COVID-19. If Bruno gets sick for a week and doesn't go to work, how much money will he get? 0. Actually, pipeline is the only way to get out of the time for money trap. Now let's understand how a person gets stuck in this trap. Since school time, we will be fortunate to carry bigger buckets. No matter how big your buckets are, one day they will dry up and the pipeline will never dry up. But for a pipeline, sacrifice is required. It has to be built with time and effort. Darryl Strawberry, who is a very famous baseball player, used to earn up to $5 million a year. And he had earned $100 million. Now you might think that the next generation would have been happy with this money. No, after few years, Strawberry's condition was such that he had no money to support his wife and 3 kids. He spent all his money on expensive cars, vacations and drugs. That means he was not getting any income. If he was getting anything, it was bills. On the other hand, there was a teacher named Margaret in this town who could earn $8,500 in a year. But when she died, she had $2 million which she donated to charity, church and school. Now you must be thinking, how can a millionaire become rich with such a small income? The answer is by building a pipeline. She used to invest some percent of her income every month, which later became wealth. Margaret used the leverage of money. For those who don't know, leverage is a method in which we can get more results with less effort. For example, before Gutenberg's printing press, books had to be handwritten. It took years to write, and common people couldn't afford it. If someone is taking 1 hour to write 1 page, it means it will take 100 hours to write 100 pages. But after printing press, 100 copies were printed in 1 hour. That means 100 days' work can be done in 1 or 2 days. This is called leverage. There are 2 types of leverage: leverage of money and leverage of time. We have already talked about leverage of money. Now let's understand what is leverage of time. Suppose you want to open a restaurant. For that you need a waiter, chef, dishwasher. Because you cannot do everything alone. You hired 10 people. You paid 1,000 rupees per hour for each of them. Suppose you sold 10,000 rupees per hour at a restaurant. You still have a good profit after paying all the expenses. You took 1 hour from 10 people. That means you got 10 hours of work done in 1 hour. This is called leverage of time. If you want to become wealthy, you will know about the power of compounding, which is the 8th wonder of the world according to Einstein. There was a king in China who loved chess game. And he thought that the creator of this game should get some reward. Next day, the king asked the creator to make a wish. He said, "You get some rice grains and put 1 grain on the first square of the chess and double it on every next square and give it to me." Hearing this, the king laughed a lot. He said, "That's it? For those who don't know, I will tell you that there are 64 squares in a chess." After that, the counting started on the squares. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. By doing this, the counting reached beyond 32,000 and still 48 squares were left. Then the king got a little scared. He called the biggest mathematician of his city and asked him to calculate. After some time, he said that if we double the grains of 1 rice and keep it on the squares of 64 chests, then it will be equal to 18 million trillion grains of rice, which are not even on this earth. That day, Raja came to know 2 things. First, how clever and intelligent the inventor of the chest is. And second, what is the power of compounding. So, if you want, you can build a pipeline and take advantage of compounding. And nowadays, it has become easier due to internet. If you create a content, you will get money according to its views. Whether you are eating, sleeping, or enjoying your vacation. If you have a website, people can purchase your products and services 24/7. With the help of internet, you can build a pipeline very quickly. So friends, that's all for today's video. Thank you. I hope you like a video.